Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the Miserable Liberal and Ron Placone.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hello.
It's Ron Placone's birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
Ron's 22.
That's right.
So, everybody's talking about the problems with the voting integrity in the United States is horrible. And we don't have paper ballots. And look what just happened in Florida. They cheated Tim Canova again. And it only became a big deal that Broward County is corrupt when it started to affect the governor's race, right? Remember that? And people are like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Broward County's corrupt when they're counting the vote? What? Yeah.
They had been so perfect until then.
Up until
there was
then.
no track record.
So this is a problem all around the country that there's no integrity to the ballots. And always reports of, hey, it flipped my vote. I'm on an electronic voting machine. I voted this way. It flipped it to the other, right? We've all heard that. Mm-hmm. So the Democrats have been really out there pushing this. I'm sorry. They haven't been doing a goddamn thing. Just like normal. Just like normal, the Democrats haven't done a goddamn thing. It took Greg Palast to tell us about cross-check. Anyway, Jill Stein, get this, she tweeted this out, a victory for voting integrity. She said, why we need to keep the heat on. Pennsylvania only committed to a voting paper trail after we filed suit on the day of the court-imposed deadline to respond. New agreement goes further, requiring actual paper ballots, a more secure and lasting record of the vote. So that's the headline. So she's tweeting out this article about how she had to sue, the Green Party had to sue, and on the day of the court-imposed deadline, they agreed to these new rules. So here's from WITF, Live Inspired. It says, Pennsylvania commits to new voting machines election audit. Governor Tom Wolf's administration is settling a vote-counting lawsuit stemming from the 2016 presidential election, in part by affirming a commitment it made previously to push Pennsylvania's counties to buy voting systems that leave a verifiable paper trail, or papal.
Yeah, say that 5 times fast.
By 2020. That's what this says. Paperwork filed Thursday in federal court in Philadelphia caps a lawsuit that Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein filed. Not the Democratic Party, not Hillary Clinton, not the DNC. No, Jill Stein. Isn't that funny? Sounds like it must be a Russian plot to have a verifiable vote. Is it a Russian plot? As she sought recounts in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. The lawsuit had accused Pennsylvania of violating the constitutional rights of voters because its voting machines were susceptible to hacking, and barriers to a recount were pervasive. Pennsylvania is one of 13 states where most or all voters use antiquated machines that store votes electronically. That's a bad idea. Without printed ballots or other paper-based backups that could be used to double-check the vote, according to researchers at New York University Brennan Center for Justice. The cost of buying new voting systems will be $125 million. Who's going to pay for it? Why don't we keep having elections without any integrity? Who's going to pay for this? County officials estimate and say the greatest single impediment to buying new voting machines is the lack of funding. It's not like it's important. It's only our democracy. What could be? There's probably lots more important things than that. How about a new smart missile?
There's more places we can frack.
Yeah. How about a nuclear submarine? I bet you that's more important than assuring the voting integrity in Pennsylvania. Until Thursday, Wolf hadn't said how much his administration would be willing to pay for the machines. They're really like, we could either have vote cheating or we could spend some money. I don't know. What do we get out of it?
Do you really need fair elections? I mean, we haven't had them yet. You might not be missing much.
I'd like to have a fair election, but Who's got the money for that? I say we keep doing it like this, all screwed up.
What, do you want to ride a unicorn to the polls? What more do you want?
But in an email to county officials, Bookvar, that can't be right, said for the first time that, that Wolf is committed to asking lawmakers for state funding to foot at least half of the cost, on top of about $14 million in federal money already available.
There's that Democrat backbone for you.
Ooh.
I am committed to ask a reasonable question. That is my promise to you.
And I said, weird how the Democrats didn't do this and aren't doing anything to fight voter suppression or trying to reinstate Voting Rights Act or end the Electoral College and aren't fighting for ranked choice voting. Guess they're too busy taking care of the real threat to our elections, Russia. And then I tweeted, and then somebody underneath, someone named Shelley Tweez, says, can you wait until they actually have some political power? Talking about the Democrats. Could you lay off the Democrats until they actually, because look at all the political power Jill Stein has, and she got that done. You mean like that? You mean wait till the Democrats have all the political power that Jill Stein had to get this done, which is no political power? And the Democrats, what is it for you to just keep apologizing for people in power who aren't serving you, Shelley? What is this knee-jerk to frickin' apologize for Democrats who aren't doing anything for you?
When 8 years of
What is
Obama
that?
was in office, I never heard him talk about that we have to handle these elections properly, as if there was never any problems with the elections when Obama was in office.
And also just a ridiculous argument. Jill Stein's getting this done with absolutely no political power. So you're just looking for ways to excuse the horrible incompetence of the Democratic Party. And by the way, it's not incompetence. They don't want fair elections either. If they did, they'd be doing something about it, wouldn't they? Yes, they don't care. They like cheating too. Remember, the first order of a Democrat is to make sure that the progressive is smothered. And then we'll worry about the Republican. There you go. Anything. So that's so there's Jill Stein.
Yeah, it's
doing
interesting.
more for the integrity of our elections than the DNC, Tom Perez, Hillary Clinton, Neera Tanden all put together.
Yeah, it's interesting that a candidate that gets screwed over hardest by the corruption in our system actually cares enough to try to make it better. If I wanted to participate in a debate and I got tied to a chair for 8 hours,
right,
I think I would probably throw my hands up as an individual. I think I'd be like, you know what? Have fun with your little thing. I'm outie.
Yeah.
She's actually trying to make it better, so kudos to her.
Like a Russian.
That's right.
Like a Russian
it's
puppet.
It's all part of the big plan.
Yes.
You make it harder for us to hack.
I don't get it. I don't get what's in it for this person to say that. But that's what you're up against. You're up against that, Jimmy. You can't have it there. Everybody has to be. Hey, I got to remind everybody, too, who keeps saying that. Bernie Sanders runs as a third-party candidate for Senate every time he runs. He ran as a third-party candidate for Congress every time he ran, and he won. So I just want to remind people of that. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Jill Stein getting it done. Democrats asleep at the wheel again. Isn't that weird? Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a notice when we drop a video. Thanks for your support.